Please be seated. Once again, let us gather our thoughts. With a gratitude in heart, let us place our palms together to request Geshe to give us the teaching according to the capacity and well wishes of the students. Geshe, kindly give us the teaching.
I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje choda zoge chonam la chanju bardo dane gyavso che dage jinso gebe sonam ge tola penjere sanje drubara sho sanje choda zoge chonam la chanju bardo dane gyavso che Age jinso kebe sonamge tola penjere sanje drubara sho sanje choda soge cho ju mordo dane gyavso che age jinso kebe sonamge tola penjere sanje drubara sho Ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te shamdata gato yevatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaye svaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te shamdata gato yavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaye svaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te shamdata gato yavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaye svaha All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well is taught by the great seer. Okay, this morning, what were we discussing? Anyone who remembers what we were discussing this morning?
The fourth obstacles group, differentiations of Chitra mantras, and then we learned a set of 4, a set of 3, and we tell them together.
Very good. Okay, so we talked about the set of 4 and set of 3. Set of 3 is referred to as the 3 natures. 3 natures. What are the 3 natures? Impure nature, other powered nature, and thoroughly established nature. 3. And when you study these things, and don't just study these as, okay, I have to remember these things, but rather, does it make sense? Is it the what you can see that in reality, that that whatever you can think of this universe, somehow they can be subsumed, can be seen falling into one of these three natures. So that is something that we need to make real. What we are learning with the real life, you have to make sure these two things tally. Okay, so having said this, the now, if there's anybody who can take me back into the track as to why I talked about the three natures. Anyone who can take me back to the track why I talked about the three natures? Anyone? Okay, Mathia, raise hand. Yes, so that this Pamela will see you.
Geshe, we were talking about the apparent contradiction between the first turn of the wheel of Dharma and the second one, in which Buddha Shakyamuni said that the Four Noble Truths exist truly, while in the second turn of the wheel of Dharma, he said that nothing exists truly.
Okay, how many agree with Mathia? Raise hands. Yes, we all agree. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, where the first ten noble of Dharma, who are the target audience? The first ten noble of Dharma. Vaibhashika, Sautrantika, very good. And then in the first ten noble of Dharma, Buddha taught that the Four Noble Truths exist truly. Second ten noble of Dharma, who are the target audience? Madhyamaka philosophers, Madhyamaka practitioners. So, the Madhyamaka practitioners, to them, the Buddha taught, nothing exists truly. Then, in Vaishali, where the Buddha presided, the congregation where the Buddha presided over, and the 10 bodhisattvas, they asked 10 different questions. 10 bodhisattvas on the 10 bhumi asked 10 different questions. And to each one of these, the Buddha gave the replies. And to one question asked by which bodhisattva? Anyone? Yes. Kunsel. Okay. It took me several years to say this Bodhisattva Pramatsamadgata. And this girl is saying just in few hours. Okay, but she thought that the Bodhisattva Pramatsamadgata is his classmate. Right. Okay. Then Gunsel, right? Okay, not classmate. He's not a classmate. Okay. So Bodhisattva Pramatsamadgata then. Okay, so Bodhisattva Pramatsamadgata, what question did he ask? He asked that in the first term of Dharma, the Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths exist truly. Second term of Dharma, the Buddha taught nothing exists truly. And so Buddha being the fully omniscient one, there must be a reason. There must be a reason why you taught this, the superficially or on the surface, the two contradictory teachings. Then the Buddha said, "You are right. You are right." So, who were the target audience? Target audience? Chittamatra. Very good. Chittamatra. So now the Buddha gave the three natures. If you don't know what the three natures are, then it makes no sense. Now that you know what three natures are, based on how we classify anything that comes to mind into the set of four, and then we match them with the three natures, impurity nature, other power nature, and a thoroughly established. Okay, these must be on our fingertips. I'm repeating over and over again so that our mind will get used to this. Okay, so that is the background information that we require for us to understand what response or what clarification the Buddha gave with respect to the question asked to the asked by Bodhisattva Pramatsamadgata. So the response the Buddha gave was, okay, you tell me, of these three things, one is impurity nature, one is what? other power nature, thoroughly established nature. Of the three, you tell me that the which of the three are something more reliable, stable, true, versus, for example, let's say there are two people, there are two persons. One, you can rely more. Whatever the person says, you say, okay, well, what she says is very true, or she always tells the truth. She never tells lies. And that person sometimes tells lies. So one you say is very reliable, whatever the person said is true. And second person, you're not. Of these three natures, which do you think is more reliable, true, and which do you think is not so true? Anyone? Just raise your hands. Just raise your hands. Just raise your hands. Raise your hands. Only one hand coming. Okay, 2, 3, 4, here. Here, Pema. Okay, raise hand, raise hand, raise hand. Okay, Pema. Pema. Okay, yes, over there. And.
So I think thoroughly established nature is most reliable.
Okay. Very good. Very good. How many was your name? Your name?
Yogi.
Johi.
Yes.
Okay. What Johi just said is thoroughly established nature is more true. True, because it's the ultimate, true. Okay. Then if you are to grade, how many agree with Johi's raise hands? Okay, we all agree. Now, what about the next one? Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else with hands? Anyone else? Which would be truly real? Okay. Yes, Yelena. Helen.
Елена.
Liliana. Oh, two Liliana.
Следующая природа – это будет зависимая природа. То есть все непостоянные явления, которые зависят от причин и условий.
Venerable Geshe, the next one is the other powered nature, which also exists truly.
Okay.
It subsumes all the phenomena which came into being through the power of causes and conditions.
Okay. Then how many agree with Liliana? Okay. So I'm glad. So now of the three, now that we have identified of the three, the other power of nature and as Johi, right? Jogi. Jogi or yogi? Same. Okay. So what Jogi just said is a thoroughly established nature, and what Liliana said is other power nature. So these two things are true, and impure nature is not too reliable, just more like coming from your mind, imaginary more coming from the mind. So now the Buddha made the clarification, saying that yes, you are right. In the first teaching, in the first turning Buddha of Dharma, when I said the Four Noble Truths exist truly, I actually meant the other power nature and thoroughly established nature to be truly existent. You getting it? In the first turning, when I said Four Noble Truths exist truly, I meant the other power nature and thoroughly established nature to be truly existent. In the second turning Buddha of Dhamma, when I said nothing exists truly, I meant the imputed nature. Imputed nature does not exist truly. So therefore, that becomes the Chittamatra's philosophy, where the other power of nature and thoroughly established nature, they exist truly, and what? Impure nature does not exist truly. You getting it? Okay, now tell me, is there any somebody tell me now what clarification the Buddha made? What clarification Buddha made to make sure that we get something, because to move to the next, we have to have these grounds. Okay, over there. Your name?
Жаргалма. Жаргалма.
Ragalma. Tenzin?
Тензин Деки.
Tenzin Digila. Yes.
При первом повороте колеса учения Будда подразумевал о зависимой природе и абсолютно и совершенно установленной природе. А при втором повороте колеса учения Будда подразумевал о воображаемой природе. И эти два поворота учения являются третьим поворотом колеса учения.
Hello. During the first turning of the wheel of Dharma, Buddha said that not everything exists truly. Buddha meant other powered nature and thoroughly established nature. And during the second turning of the wheel of Dharma, when Buddha said nothing exists truly, Buddha meant imputed nature. And this explanation is the third turning of the wheel of Dharma.
Okay, how many you agree with Ragalma? Raise hands. How many agree with Ragalma? Very good. Okay, so with this as a background, that is the Chaitama's force. And then gradually, what we need to understand is that not just leave it on the intellectual knowledge. Okay, Chaitama make this decision, it said like this, and so forth. Finally, they say we have to understand, and don't expect that to come to you now. In these 7 days, you can try. There's no harm in trying, but even if you don't understand how impure nature does not exist truly, how other power nature exists truly, how the thoroughly established nature exists truly, even though you may not be able to get it now, but eventually we have to get this. We have to really understand it. You have to feel it. This is very important. Okay, so why I'm saying this is that the knowledge, it is of three kinds. Okay, is there anybody who tried to sit for the medical entrance exam, results? Medical entrance exams. Anybody who tried? Yes, Yulia, right? Yulia, you tried? Successful? So you are a doctor. I'm so glad. I didn't know that Yulia is a doctor. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so okay, now I cannot talk too much about the doctor's thing. No, we have doctor here. Okay, why I'm saying this is that what I learned is for the medical, I don't know whether the Russian version and the English version is the same or not. In the English version, this one is known as Gray's Anatomy. Gray's Anatomy. This fat book, which the MBBS students should be learning. Fat book, Gray's Anatomy. And the students, it's huge, so much of information that they just try to mug up. Mug up meaning just memorize them and then not sure whether they're going to use it eventually. So they have to know all these things, mug up. So knowledge is of three kinds. Knowledge of three kinds. And this is where, okay, if you know the three kinds of the knowledge meaning wisdom. If you know the three kinds of wisdom, then this will be extremely useful. You will come to know, for example, say when you meet with people who speak about emptiness, you will come to know what the person speaking from which level. 3 levels of the wisdom, which level of wisdom the person speaking from. You can see that very easily. You can get, for example, His Holiness the Dalai Lama teaches emptiness. And people like us teach emptiness. It's very different. Somebody who has deeper experience of emptiness, when you listen to His Holiness, you could feel the gravity. It's all coming from experience. And at times, I used to be so fascinated when His Holiness was giving teaching on emptiness. So many things that which His Holiness is sharing, we don't see this in the books. It's all experience coming. While these experiences, they are all grounded on the solid facts you find in the scriptures. But finally, what is synthesized, what comes out as the synthesis of these teachings, then all shared from experience. So these things are happening there. We can figure out very easily, say, when the teaching is given. So from one level, the person is speaking. Okay, having said this, it's so important for us, first of all, to know these three levels of the wisdom, and then for us to try to reach from the first to the second to the third. Okay, three kinds of wisdom. The first is wisdom derived through learning. Wisdom derived through learning. In Tibetan, Tuchung Sherab. Tuchung Sherab. Ladakh, Tuchung Sherab. Tuchung Shesrab. Oh. Okay, in Ladakh, Tuchung Shesrab. Then number two is the wisdom derived through reflection. Number two, wisdom derived through reflection. Samjung Shesrab. Samjung? Shirab, not Shesrab. Shesrab. I'm better than Ladakh than Geshe. I thought Geshe is Ladakhi. Seems I'm better. Okay. The next is wisdom derived through reflection. And number three is wisdom derived through meditation. Wisdom derived through learning, wisdom derived through reflection, and wisdom derived through meditation. Three. So, what is the difference? What differences are there among these three? This, again, we have to know these things. And then on that basis, you will see, for example, like, say, I talk about the E equals mc square. It's purely, okay, what level I'm talking about. From what level I'm talking. You will come to sense it. So let's say first, let me explain what these three levels of wisdom are. The first one, what is the first one? Wisdom derived through learning. For example, say, wisdom derived through learning is where you learn things, but you are not really confident. You don't know how. You don't know the deeper the mechanism. You just mimic what they say what somebody taught you. That is known as the wisdom derived through learning. For example, say when I was in class 11. When I was in class 11, we were introduced relativity theory and quantum physics. So these two things, I was so fascinated by these two concepts, but it's just on the surface level. This young boy was fascinated by these two concepts, just on the surface level. I just tried to learn, and then equals mc square. I learned all these things, but not knowing how they are derived. So this is known as wisdom derived through learning. Wisdom derived through learning is just mimicking. So in loose sense, I can also say that it is the borrowed knowledge. It's not your knowledge. It is a borrowed knowledge. You're getting it? Wisdom derived through learning. For example, you can talk a lot about, for example, okay, one time, it's very interesting. Somebody invited me for a conference, and the title of conference that he chose was conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. And I was, particularly in those days, perhaps it was like, I think maybe 10 years ago, and particularly I was very, very busy those days, because I was spending coming to Diyarbakir twice, yes, Ajiriji? Twice, and each time 10 days, right? So keeping very busy. And then I accepted the conference. I accepted the conference not because of anything else, just because I could sense that the organizer was a friend of my predecessor, the former director of Tibet House. So just to maintain this friendship between Tibet House, Delhi, and the organizer. So I just accepted, although and he was constantly asking, send me the concept, your abstract. Your abstract, what are you going to speak on? About half a page of what are you going to speak on, you sent to me. And then I was traveling, then finally, the topic is conflict resolution. And the organizer wrote me a letter saying that, not me, sent a letter to the office, my office, saying that he has not been sent in the abstract for despite all my requests. If he cannot send cannot send the abstract, tell him not to come to the conflict resolution conference. So he's creating conflict. You're getting it? And he's organizing a program on conflict resolution. So this is where the person simply knows the conflict resolution in words, does not know in meaning. It's a borrowed knowledge. You're getting it? It's a borrowed knowledge. It's not your real knowledge. If it's real knowledge, look at His Holiness. This is a real conflict resolution. His Holiness, no matter what you do, you come to His Holiness, your conflict will be resolved. If you don't come, there's a different story. If you come, so therefore it says that the Chinese big people, what this says that, don't go to Dalai Lama. If you go to Dalai Lama, he will change your mind. You're getting it? This is why they never meet His Holiness, because they're scared. Their mind will be changed. So this is real conflict resolution. So what I'm saying is that, what we say, what we learn, if one first level is just a borrowed knowledge. First wisdom is a borrowed knowledge. It's not your knowledge. You're able to just mimic, vomit what somebody said it. So that is number one. Okay. Number two is, what is number two? Wisdom derived through reflection. Now, whatever you have learned, you subject them to analysis. You subject them to analysis, engage in analysis, check, inquire, analyze. And then when you come to realize that that's very true, what it said is very true, then it becomes your knowledge. The moment it becomes your knowledge, that is the wisdom derived through reflection. Okay. So the first one, I'll give you an example. What's the first one? Wisdom derived through learning. I'm going to give an example. I was 6 years old. And in a boarding school, then the school teacher says that, hey, all the boys and girls, all boys and girls meaning age 6, that tomorrow you have to come with the multiplication table by heart. Right? Okay. So then after the class, what? Nobody's there to tell you, hey, my son, my daughter, what is your homework? Nobody's there. Right? Class is class. Finish. You go, then you play in the dust. And tomorrow, ting, 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 you come there. And the teacher said, hey, now ready? Dorji, get up. Then I got up. Right? Hey, recite the multiplication table of 3. No idea. Because nobody checked. What is your homework? There's nobody. And the teacher helped me and said, 3 ones are. That's very easy. What is 3 ones are? 3. I said 3. Good. 3 twos are. No idea. 3 twos are. Then this little boy was a little smart. What he did, his fingers go behind. Right? 3 ones are 3. 4, 5, 6. 6. Very good. 3 threes are? 7, 8, 9. Very good. Sit down. Right? Okay, did I give the correct answers? Yes. I gave the correct answers. Did I know how 3 into 2 equals 6? Did you know that? I have no idea how the 3 into 2 comes 6. I have no idea, right? But I can give the correct answer because I know how to mimic the teacher. I know that. That is a borrowed knowledge. But it's a knowledge. But it's not my knowledge. It's a borrowed knowledge. Because I'm not convinced. Then, today if you ask me, 3 into 3, 3 into 2, what is the answer? I would say 6. Do you know how 3 into 2 is 6? I'll say yes. Okay. I like to give how? I like to give these, say, 3 apples to Geshe, 3 apples to Ajirji. How many apples have to take? 3 apples into 2 person is 3 is 3 into 2 is 6. 6 apples. I have to carry 6 apples with me. So now I know the meaning. So it has become my knowledge. It is not a borrowed knowledge. That knowledge derived through reflection. Number 2. And in fact, this is, I don't know what kind of mindset I have. I'm so curious. Whatever I learned, I just like to check with the people. So once I was invited to give a series of teachings in one place, and the host has a little boy who was age 6. And I brought some almonds. And I gave the almonds to him. And he was eating almonds. He said that, I like almonds. I like almonds. I said, have more. Then he picked up one almond and told me that the inside, this almond inside is white. Inside is white. Outside is brown. Inside is white. I said that, how do you know? No, it may not be correct. I was checking the level of his confidence. And I said, how do you know? It's brown. No, inside is white. I said, no, it can't be true. He said, no, it's white. Then he broke it into 2 and showed that, look, this is white. I said, wow, that's amazing. You did not look at it before and you said it's white and it's white. I mean, who taught you that? He said, nobody taught me. I know this myself. Which means it's not a borrowed knowledge. This boy is saying this is not a borrowed knowledge. This is my own conviction. This is my confidence. Which means this is the wisdom derived through. He's not saying that. He's saying that wisdom. This is wisdom not derived through learning. It's wisdom derived through reflection. You're getting his confidence is there. This is the second level of wisdom. Okay. Now, what's the third? Wisdom derived through meditation. Okay. Let's say. Okay, let's say that we are learning about from what we have learned these 2 sessions in the morning, and now you just tell me, and many of you already learned all these things. So my question to you is, why? So tell me one thing what we've learned. I'm not asking what you think. I'm asking from what we've learned. Tell me, what sense did you get that with respect to the most important thing for us to do? Anyone? To stop the tears of life. So, to stop the tears of life, what should we be doing? From what we learned the last 2 sessions. Tell me, anyone? To stop the tears, what should we be doing? From what we learned this morning. Anyone? Yes. Your name? Okay. Gopal is saying that we have to gain wisdom. How many agree with Gopal? You remember we gave the example of all the miseries, the tears, they are stacked on the iceberg of ignorance. And how to remove the ignorance is by introducing the counterforce. And what is the counterforce? The wisdom. And precisely which wisdom? Wisdom of emptiness. So precisely the wisdom of emptiness, and for the time being, particularly those of us who are not exposed to the wisdom of emptiness philosophy, don't worry. At least this is what we've learned. This is what we've learned with respect to the wisdom derived through learning. So we said that the wisdom of emptiness is the one to be learned. Okay. Now the wisdom of emptiness. Wisdom of emptiness is to counteract what? Counteract our destructive emotions like anger, attachment, craving, jealousy, fear, and so forth. Counteract what? Destructive emotions, afflictions. And tell me, how effective are the afflictions? How effective are how many of the experience of the anger resents? How many of the experience of anger resents? How effective the anger is? A or MTech, Chunzum, right? Chunzum 10. How effective is anger? Huh? Chunzum, like yes.
Disturbed our mind.
No, it disturbs. How effective? Very effective if you have to grade from 0 to 10.
Maybe 5 to 6.
Okay. And then the physics master.
Like it depends, Kishila, like how much.
Sometimes
Sometimes it's very less and sometimes it's very effective. Like sometimes it's 10% anger, like full 100.
0 to 10 is full. 10. Psh.
But sometimes it's not that.
Sometimes small.
Yeah.
It's fine. How many agree with the two sisters? How many? Yes. So, particularly in public, in group like this, somebody says, okay, boy, your name? Senzen. Senzen what? All are Senzen. Huh? Senzen should spell. What was that? Senzen should be. Okay, let's say, okay, okay, let's say Omar. Where's Omar? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Nobody can see your hand up. Very good. Okay, let's say in public, somebody said that you're stupid, right? You're stupid. Hey, Dogar. Somebody said, you're stupid. Hey, Kunsil. You're stupid. Will you be angry or not angry? Be very honest. Okay, a little bit. Okay. So which means I should not give her the example. Is making her angry. Okay. Joshua? Yes. Omar? You're stupid. Then? Very angry. Okay, very angry. Okay. So the Kunsel. So if somebody says in public, you're stupid, right? Then would you say, Ajirji, should I become angry? Ajirji said, oh yes, of course. You did not do anything and he's bullying you. She's bullying you. And then you made it anger and anger gradually arises, or it's so fast, like short circuit. What's that like? Short circuit. Very fast, so effective, high quality. Right? High quality anger. Okay. So look, these are the emotions we have to manage to stop the tears. These are the emotions to be managed. And the emotions which create the tears in us, they are so intense, so fast, so intense. So the counterforce also should be so fast and so intense. You getting it? Okay. Oh, okay. So the counterforce as well should be so fast and intense. If the roper comes, if the roper is very fast and intense, then the person to catch the roper also should be fast and intense. You're getting it? If the person to catch the roper is slow like this, roper steals, rope, everything leaves, and the person comes, what do you do? What's the point? Okay, so therefore, the counterforce should be equally intense and very fast. Okay, how is your wisdom? Wisdom of emptiness, which is the counterforce of the ignorance, is so fast. Not fast, right? First we have to generate so slow. We have to ring the bell, right? Morning ring the bell. What? I think at 5:30 ring the bell, and then your mobile rings, and then you snooze. Right? The wisdom is still here to come. Snooze. Okay, I'll sleep for 5 minutes. And then again within 5 minutes, very quick. You again put to next snooze, right? What do you call it? What's the word? Snooze. Next snooze. And then the people recite, Ye Om Ye Dharma. Right? Okay, let them finish the Ye Dharma. Right? Still the wisdom is still to come. And the afflictions, they already arise, they left. The thief of the afflictions, they already arose, they all left. And the wisdom is still yet snooze. Right? Okay. So our job is to make the wisdom very fast. Make the wisdom fast. Okay. So how many of you have the experience of learning a new language? Raise hands. Learning a new language. Okay. Yes. What language? Japanese and? Now Tibetan. Okay. One here? German. Okay, when you learn a new language, you know the words, you know which grammar, the grammar, this all know, but when you start speaking, does it come very spontaneously? No. It doesn't come. Those who have the experience of learning new language, you have that experience. So it doesn't come. You have to consciously think which word to use. You're getting it? You know, but it's not coming naturally. So you put a lot of effort. And then gradually, so to make it very fluent, what should we do? Ajit is now expert in Tibetan. Ajit attended Tibetan classes so many times. Language class, I think all the 24 batches. So now I think 27 or 28 batches going. Ajit once at a time he dropped, right? Otherwise 24 batches he already attended. Okay. So now to whatever you know, to make it very fluent, what should we be doing? Keep speaking, keep practicing it. Keep doing the same thing over and over again. Keep doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, so likewise, the wisdom that we get is not that easy, particularly with the wisdom of emptiness. Emptiness itself is very subtle phenomena, and to get it is difficult. Once you get it, to hold on is very difficult. Once you hold on to it, the rigor is very difficult. So for all these things, you require constant practice. For example, like, say, with anger. Anger, very fast and high quality, intense, spontaneous. So likewise, in order for the wisdom also should be like this, intense and spontaneous, fast. You have to make the wisdom like this. How to make it? First, we have to study. Wisdom draw through learning. Then subject this to analysis. And then it becomes your knowledge. Yeah, that's true. What I'm seeing is not the reality. But you will still, to get there, to replicate it. To replicate it is not easy. Again, you have to go through the process. And you get there. You are convinced. You're convinced. But you have to put effort. But the anger, no effort required. It's effortlessly coming. Yes, Kunsel? Effortlessly coming. Sadness, Kunsel? Sadness, she doesn't want to now look at my face. She thinks that she's going to ask me a question. Okay, so the anger, we don't need any effort. It's effortlessly coming. Attachment, anger, jealousy, fear, they're effortlessly coming. Now the counter force, also we have to make them effortlessly come. The wisdom, we have to make it effortless. How to make it effortless? The only way is like learning a new language. Keep practicing it, repeat it over again, over again. Then slowly it becomes very natural and very fluent and very fast and high quality. So this is how we have to. That is known as number 3, wisdom drawn through meditation. So it said, so with the first wisdom, you need to clear away all the intellectual confusions. We have to clear but the first wisdom will help you to clear away the intellectual confusions. Second wisdom will give you the confidence. And third wisdom will bring about a change, bring about emotional transformation. Third wisdom, only the third wisdom. Only the third wisdom, for example, like the wisdom of emptiness. Wisdom of emptiness on the second level. What is the second level? Wisdom drawn through reflection. So this wisdom, when you get the wisdom, it becomes your knowledge. You realize emptiness, but the transformation, emotional transformation will not take place. So there what happens is that when you feel it, when you get the feeling, yes, of course, the great teachers, they explain, they share their experiences, how one feels when you really understand emptiness, like goosebumps on a body, or the tickling sensation in the body, and the fear. These experiences are shared by the great teachers in the books. So, but these things happen when you get it, these experiences come to you and you are very confident. Yes, if I practice this for long, then my afflictions will be transformed, will be removed, and the fear will be stopped, and the tears, the painful tears will stop. You get the confidence, but when you encounter with situations, again the emotions arise because we are yet to develop, move to the next level. Wisdom drawn through meditation. We're yet to reach to that level. Only when you reach that level, then the real transformation will start to take place with you. Extremely confident, the tremendous confidence, and also the calmness, and where under normal situation you can easily be disturbed, mental feel so disturbed, but not the situation comes under your control. So these are things. So that way, what we need to keep on doing is that with respect to the 3 things that we have learned, that how the Buddha explained that of the 3 natures. The other part nature and thoroughly established nature, they exist truly. And the impure nature does not exist truly. So we are learning this intellectually at the moment. So once you learn this intellectual, later on, try to upgrade it to the level of wisdom drawn through reflection. So where you should be convinced, wow, that's amazing. Impurity, the other part of nature and thoroughly established nature, they exist. They really have a solid existence. And the impurity nature is just purely coming from it's not true. It's just it's deceptive, comes from a mind. From the object, there's nothing really there as the impurity nature. So this confidence must come. For this, we have to analyze, to do the analysis as much as possible. So this is where the knowledge, not to remain the knowledge just on the level of the learning. Just level of the learning. From there you have to upgrade it to level of the reflection, then to the meditation. This is so important. Otherwise, sometimes we do find that people differ. It's not the same everywhere. Some professors of the universities who teach philosophy, who teach, say, Western philosophy, I'm not too sure. But for example, like the Buddhist philosophy or the Jain philosophy or Hindu philosophy and so forth, and I would say the philosophers and also the Christian fathers, the Christian priests, who are the professors, they really, I would say that they really contemplate on this. This is amazing. So, but nowadays I met with many professors who just speak and who don't really, they contemplate. They're just good in saying that, oh, it is said by this, he's criticized, they criticized by this person, criticized by that person, he said this, that. What do you think? No thought, nothing. So this is very sad. So finally, keep in mind that what for we are here is not just to to show a degree. By the way, we don't issue a certificate here, right? There's no certificate. So therefore, whatever we learn is to bring about a transformation in our own emotional world, to become somebody who is more calm, and then where gradually you keep improving to the level that eventually that, okay, my emotions, for example, like I'm such the short-tempered person, no control of the anger, easily so sensitive for small things. You become so suspicious, doubtful, and so forth, and craving, the fear. So these, and then where somebody says something, oh, he's saying this, and you feel so demoralized. How many of you, feel that way? But somebody is telling me like this, and you feel so low. Oh, who cares? So we say, even to the Buddha, there are people just saying all bad things. So therefore, if you should be affected by people's words, then we become like a ball of cotton. Why should we be a ball of cotton? We should be strong. Become like a ball of gold, where you are not affected by other people. How? Mentally, you should remain strong. How strong? Because our being flickery is because of the ignorance. Remove the ignorance. For example, like say, how many of you know 10 into 2 is 20? Raise hands. 10 into 2 is 20. Raise hands. You know that. If somebody says, if 100 people come to you, say that 10 into 2 is 30. Oh, it may be correct, I might be wrong. Raise hands. No. Even the 100 people come. I'm right. 10 into 2 is 20, not 30. Raise hands. This is known as your confidence. You're getting it? This confidence comes from your wisdom, knowledge. So observe knowledge is the ignorance. Remove the ignorance. Acquire the knowledge. You become confident. So this is where you remain unwavered by other forces. So having said this, one thing I'd like to share with all of you here is, from my personal experience, to share with all of you here, is that we have to identify, say, this life, particularly having met with the great teaching of the Nalanda great philosophy. So Nalanda's great philosophy, I would say that this is a master key. Okay, how many of you are from the hotel management course? Did anyone do hotel management course? Okay, no one. Okay, one. Okay, let's say hotel management, and let's say you are a housekeeping. And housekeeping, say you are in a big hotel with 500 rooms. So you have to carry 500 keys. Yes? And 500 keys is bunch, right? So what should you do? 500 keys is very heavy. What should you do? Hey, hotel management, what will you do? If you have to take care of 500 rooms, what will you do? You carry 500 keys? Huh? So carry 500 cards. Carry 500 cards, not 500 keys. Now the card keys are there. Card keys are there. You carry 500 cards, 500 the car.
500 cups
500.
cups in one big cart, and then a trolley.
Okay.
Carry a trolley.
Okay.
Trolley,
Okay,
yeah.
in the trolley.
Yeah.
A trolley, you give the 500 keys and then pull the card.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good idea. I was outdated, thinking of 500 keys here. Why not put in the card? That's easier. That's true. Okay, thank you. Your name, Rahul? Divansh. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Sergey.
Yes, Geshe, I would have a universal key that matches every lock.
Okay.
The locks are unique, but the lock's supposed to be unique. So I will have only one universal key for all the locks.
Universal key, you can open even the UNO's key. Oh, wow. That's amazing. So that key must be very expensive.
Sorry, master
Master key. Okay, so the Sergey is saying that don't put the trolley, right? Okay, so which is better? Pull a trolley with the 500 keys there, or just one master key? One master key is better. So take one master key, it opens all the doors. 500 doors in the hotel. You're getting it? One master key works. So likewise, the Nalanda study is like a master key. Nalanda studies, the knowledge that you get is like getting a master key. Believe it or not, okay, again, you don't have to trust me. Don't believe in me. You're getting it? So what I'm saying this, your job is to check it. Check it, study, do the Nalanda studies, what the great Nalanda masters they taught. Study that, and then try to go to the other philosophical texts. Read them. You see that they are all very easy. You already have the master key. So therefore, what I'm going to share with you is that this is the time when we met with incredibly great learning of the legacies left by the Nalanda masters. We have met with this. To meet with this is so difficult. And we met with this set of the teachings. So this is the time we need to take the maximum advantage. Keep in mind, the first thing that we need to remember is that each one of us should know that you too have the Buddha nature. You too have the hidden treasure, number one. So how to unravel this? We require a key. The key. And the Nalanda tradition, that's incredibly refined key to open this treasure. So this now, open the treasure means is yet to be opened at the moment, which means that we have so much of problems, mistakes, and our weaknesses, our strengths. All these things are there. So in this life, it's so important for us to identify what are your mistakes, what are your weaknesses. Okay, just make sure that you identify our own weaknesses, mistakes, and so forth, the wrong habits, tendencies. We have to identify them. This is so important, right? Don't feel shy over identifying your mistakes. We are already in samsara. There's no worse place than samsara. There's no worse place than samsara. Okay, just keep it. It's fine. Okay. So this is very important for us to remember that we are already in samsara, so therefore there's no worse place to go than deeper than samsara. We're already there. So now with this, we should identify our drawbacks, limitations, weaknesses, identify them, and these weaknesses, they are not your true nature. They are not my true nature. They are not your true nature. We have to identify that first. This is so important. And oftentimes, for example, let's say that somebody says something wrong, and you easily get provoked. And you don't see that as your limitation, that as your weakness. You may not see that, but you feel disturbed. You feel disturbed. And another person who doesn't feel provoked. Somebody says the same nasty word, but a person doesn't feel provoked, and person is not disturbed. Whereas you feel disturbed, which means that is your problem. It's the same trigger, but the other person is not offended, you feel offended. So that is your problem. So these are things that we have to identify, your mistakes, particularly after learning what we are going to discuss over the next 7 days. From there, so we identify what are the good things to learn, what are the bad things to be abandoned. We learn all these things. From this, then you identify what the bad things, like, so what we are studying, like Bodhisattva Shantideva's text, is like the mirror. So we use the mirror every day. Mirror is to what? To see what kind of black spots there are on your face, whether your clothes is fine. It's just to check that. Likewise, these texts, the great legacies of the Nalanda masters, these are to help us to identify your mistakes. Only when you identify the mistakes, then we can put effort to remove them. This is how your hidden treasure becomes manifest. This is one thing that I truly, truly want to share with you, not only for you, as a reminder for myself, each one of us, to identify our drawbacks, weaknesses, so forth, and then see how to get away, how to get rid of these bad habits, bad tendencies, and the weaknesses. So this is where you are moving from the darkness to the light, from the ignorance to the wisdom, from the selfishness to the other cherishing, and so forth. This is very important. Okay, now, so what we said thus far is that we have to really know how other power nature, thoroughly established nature, these two are truly existent, while impure nature doesn't truly exist. Intellectually, we already learned it, but on the more conviction level, we have to move it to the wisdom draw through reflection to gain conviction. This is so important. And I would say that how many of us like to truly, if there's a possibility to stop all the tears, painful tears of samsara, reasons, how many like to stop that? It's very painful. Okay, if you truly, truly, truly want to stop this, I'll tell you one thing, that at least this is a chronic disease. We have been shedding tears, not only this life, from the past many lifetimes. And the question will be, how do we know there are many lifetimes? How do we know there's a past life? Okay, these are all big, big, important questions. And I'll be very happy to discuss on these matters if the time permits or the situations arise. I'll be happy to discuss on these matters. These are very important matters. So these are the chronic disease that we have. To shed the painful tears is a disease. So what do you do? When with the COVID-19, for example, COVID-19, we are inflicted, fasted with the COVID, then you have to bear it. You have to bear it, and it's so painful. So this is the disease from many, many, many lifetimes. So because that is a chronic disease, it's not that easy to get it off. So we have to take the medication, not to miss the medication, not to miss the dose of the medicines every day. So what we suggest is that, for example, we have Geshe here, who really dedicated his life in the pursuit of Dharma, now helping the youngsters, and Ajirji for all these many years into studying, practicing. So we have many of the people here. Professor is here, Professor Tizuvasila here, and then many, and Sonla for many years. We knew each other. So what I'm saying is that all of us, if you really want to stop the painful tears of samsara, so we have to get the experience of emptiness and some experience of bodhicitta. These two things are so important alongside some experience of the meditative stability. So these three things are so important. Then other things like tantra, mantra, and so forth, that is your personal matter. But what truly matters is you have to get the wisdom emptiness and get a flavor of the wisdom emptiness, and then see that if this has the capacity to stop your tears. And we'll be amazed. And that experience of the amazement will keep increasing. As you study more, keep studying, practicing, meditating, keep studying, contemplating, meditating, keep doing this. And this, the depth keeps going deeper, deeper, deeper. And your sense of amazement will keep increasing. And then your compassion also grows out of that. Your compassion grows. Because that, for example, say for you, to reach to that level of understanding, it takes a number of years. Only then you get some understanding of emptiness and some feeling of bodhicitta through years of practice. And then when you see somebody else, who did not get the opportunity for the study, practice, and so forth, the bodhicitta of emptiness, then you truly feel the compassion. That if this person who seems so selfish, who seems so ignorant, if this person also get the same chance as we do, these people also demonstrate a very different personality of compassion and of wisdom. So instead of anger, instead of feeling irritated, you feel compassionate towards them. This is so precious. Okay, so with this, now the point is that this is overall picture of how Prince Siddhartha sought the purpose of life. How he sought the purpose of life, and then he's a great role model for each one of us, that he transformed into the reliable God, which means we can also transform. Because we also have the Buddha nature. We can also transform. So with this, then what did he do? To help the beings, he should turn the three wheels of the Dharma. First, the wheel of Dharma, the Buddha taught the Four Truths. And second, wheel of Dharma, the Buddha taught that nothing exists truly. And the third turning, then the Buddha made the clarification. So with this, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, how His Holiness, this is another area. There are many areas where His Holiness's teachings, they are something mind-blowing, all coming from His Holiness's years of experience, and of not only years, many, many, many past lives. It's very different, His Holiness. So I used to be just always constantly feel awe, great sense of awe to see, wow, I've never seen what His Holiness is teaching in the books. I've never seen that in scriptures. It's so profound. So one thing that, and comprehension, this is amazing. So on how His Holiness sees the three terms of Dharma, that's amazing. So how His Holiness explains is that first turning of the will of Dharma is laying the ground for us who do not know, who just flow in samsara, sometimes cheesecake, right? Momos, sometimes crying, and sometimes what? Online dating. You getting it? Yes, no? Online Amazon, right? And, oh, it looks so nice. Oh, it's a good size. It does not give you any size unless the measurement is written there. No size is written, but you create your own image. It's good size, good color, and you got the wrong. You get the same color but faded color. The same color, pink, blue, right? And shape, same shape. And sometimes very big size comes, some small size comes, and then Look, this is all garbage. You got to. This is how our mind. So these people, they are so good in marketing. They're so good at marketing, and then we're fooled by the marketing. Oh, it's so nice, right? Oh. Okay, so the point is that the first, we have to identify that we are suffering. We are suffering. And how we are suffering. How we are suffering and how we can get out of the suffering. It's not that always suffering, suffering, suffering. How we are suffering only when we know. Okay. For some of us, when we go through some illness, right? And you go to the doctor, and please do the emergency treatment. What emergency treatment? First, you have to do all the tests. Yes, all the tests, blood tests, X-ray, CT scan, fMRI. Why all these things? Why not directly treat? Why not? Tell me quick, to save time. Hey, the doctor there, Yulia. Why don't you treat people directly? Why you have to go to blood test, fMRI, CT scan, X-ray? What is that? What is it? Ultrasound? Why? Yulia?
Для того, чтобы сначала установить диагноз.
To identify the diagnosis, like to identify the cause.
Okay, how many of you understood what Yulia is saying? Raise hands. There is no shortcut to do the treatment directly. We have to do the test to check what kind of problems you have. You're getting it? So therefore the Buddha identified suffering to tell us that we are suffering. To tell us that we are suffering. So only when we know we are suffering, how we are suffering, then the Buddha teaches us that this is how we can get out of suffering. So Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths to lay the ground for us. How we are suffering and how to get away from suffering. Now, how to get away from suffering was the answer? How to get away from suffering? Anyone? Your name? Okay, but Gopal, what did you say? How to get away from suffering? By gaining the wisdom of emptiness. So Gopal did not add the word emptiness before. He is not also adding now. I already added that. Okay, say it again. Say it again.
To gain the wisdom of emptiness.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, by gaining the wisdom of emptiness, then the wisdom of emptiness plays a very important role. With the first 10 noble of Dharma, Four Noble Truths taught. What are the Four Noble Truths? Hey, what are the Four Noble Truths? Okay, I'm not asking the experts. Hey, Kunsel, what are the Four Noble Truths? Okay, no, it doesn't matter. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yes. The truth of suffering, number one. Number two? Okay.
Of suffering and
Number two, the cause of suffering. Number three, cessation of suffering. Number four, the path of the cessation of suffering. Okay, let me quickly explain this. I am demanding too much if I expect, without teaching all these things, then expect you to say everything back. Okay, Four Noble Truths. We said first 10 noble of Dharma, the Buddha taught Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths, what are they? The first, the Buddha say that in order for us to stop all the tears, the painful tears, we have to know that we are actually suffering, truth of suffering. Okay. By the way, I want to check here. So particularly the young ones, when you're in 20s, I like to check How smart you are. Okay. My question to you is that I'm seeking your advice. I'm seeking your advice. So you have to give me advice. And what advice I'm seeking, for that I will give you some clues. And your job is to give me the advice. I live in Delhi. And I live on the 3rd floor. In the month of May, Delhi is very warm and dry. In the month of May, dry, and the weather-wise very dry and hot. And somehow there's a moisture in my house, because of which I have the asthma problem. And I don't want this asthma problem. I don't want. Advise me. What should I do to get away from this asthma problem? Raise your hands. Okay, gentleman over there, what's your name? The boy here, raise your hand. Yes. Your name? Hold the mic.
My name is Tenzin Wangchuk.
Tenzin, won't you tell me what advice would you give me?
Buy an air purifier.
Okay, buy air purifier. That's interesting. Okay, buy air purifier. Are you from Delhi?
Yes.
How long have you been in Delhi?
3 years.
3 years. Okay. You do have an air purifier? No. Okay, so the Tenzin Wangchuk.
Yes.
Tenzin Wangchuk advised me to get an air purifier. Okay. It's not the pollution. My problem is not because of the pollution, it's because of the moisture. I don't know. Air purifier and moisture was the correlation. I don't know.
Geshe, you said asthma.
Yes, asthma, yes.
So because of pollution, it will cause.
Okay. But I already give you the information. Information that I said is that I live in Delhi in the month of May. And then I live on the 3rd floor. In the month of May, the weather is dry and hot, and there's some moisture inside. You getting it? Some moisture. And in the month of last year, in the month of November, air pollution worst. No asthma attack, no asthma problem. With the worst of the pollution, there's no asthma issue. Only it happened this year in May. Some moisture started to come in my room. Then I started to have the asthma problem. What advice would you give me to get away from asthma problem? Okay, here. Okay, lady there. Anna.
Geshe, I think you need to identify first where it comes from. The most.
Okay.
Like maybe you can fix it.
I don't know whether it's because of the moisture or not. I don't know.
But you need to find where it comes from.
What? Moisture? Mm-hmm. It is not only the moisture, it is also the air coming. Air is also the air.
Shall I try changing your house?
Change my house. I have many books. Thousands of kilos of books are there in my private library. Okay, the boy here. Your name?
It's Tenzin Chospel.
Tenzin Chospel, yes.
Geshe, I think you should leave Delhi for a few months. You can come to Bir, or you can also visit Ladakh for some months. Yeah.
Are you the agent of Tashila?
No. I don't know him. I just met him yesterday.
What did I say?
You asked that I'm an agent of Tashila.
Yes.
No.
Flagan Dharma.
No.
Because Flagan Dharma invited me for all these many years, the last almost like 15, 16 years, right? Now he's saying, taking the advantage. Come to Ladakh. Okay, any more? Raise hands. What advice would you give me? Okay, Payal. Payal, give me good advice. Payal.
I mean, I may be wrong, but in my knowledge, I've never heard of asthma being caused because of moisture. So maybe those things are unrelated. So for asthma, just go see a doctor, try to understand from him what is causing the asthma. And for the moisture, especially since you have books in the home, just separately do get that checked so that it doesn't spoil the house somehow. But I feel like
so many pieces of advice given, so I'm lost. So
I
many
feel
pieces of advice you've given. Tell me one by one, A, B, C, D.
okay. So I
First thing is that it has nothing to do with the moisture.
yeah
It's your speculation.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, that's first. Then what next? Then for the asthma, go to doctor. Number 2.
Yes.
Number 3.
And for moisture, just get that also fixed. Call a plumber to check where it's coming from and
Oh, for the moisture, it's a call an expert to check where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Then what else?
just
Done.
that much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, Jogiji. Jogiji, listen, Jogiji at the back.
I don't know the name of the machine or device, but you need to find some device which can reduce the moisture or remove the moisture completely.
That is known as dehumidifier.
Right.
Dehumidifier.
Humidifier, yes.
Okay. So this boy, what is your name? Tenzin? Who said buy the purifier? Tenzin Wangchok. Maybe he's referring to asking me to buy the dehumidifier. Dehumidifier and purifier, these two are different. Okay. There's several advice coming to buy dehumidifier to reduce the moisture. Some say go to doctor, some say come to Ladakh, some say buy, some say move the house, and some scolded me, right? It has nothing, no correlation. You speculate, don't speculate too much, you'll suffer more. All right. Okay. Then some say check the moisture, where the moisture is coming from. Anna, right? Okay. So let's say that I think it was Pamela. I think it was Pema who told me that, Geshe, don't listen to all these people. Right? Pamela said, don't listen to all these people. I'll come to your room for 5 minutes. She came and checked my room and said that, Geshe, now I've found the solution. Bring 10 rupees. Dehumidifier, you know how much it costs? Dehumidifier, good ones will cost you 30,000, 40,000 rupees. And she asked only for 10 rupees. With 10 rupees, she went out to the Central Market. I live in Central Market. Central Market, you can buy the M-Seal. M-Seal for 10 rupees. And she said, Geshe, look, your pipeline, there's a fine crack there. This is the source of the moisture, which Anna said. And she put the M-Seal, 10 rupees M-Seal. The moisture stops, my asthma finish. I don't have to change my room. I don't have to go to Ladakh. I don't have to buy the expensive dehumidifier. And I don't have to what? Go to the doctor, right? Problem solved, just in 10 rupees. How Pamela solved the problem? How? Because she identified, as Anna said, she identified the root of the problem. Root of the problem, fix this, the remaining problems all solved. Otherwise, what they say is that you should open the windows. Open the windows and invite mosquitoes. Invite the dengue. You're getting it? Okay. So it's very unwise. So the point is, if you identify, even if you buy the dehumidifier, the moisture will continue to be there. It will be less. But the moment the electricity is gone, again the moisture will come back. Say, then go to Ladakh, but not you'll not give me a house there. Florida will not give me a house. Again, after 3 months, you will send me back. Again, I will suffer, same thing. You're getting it? Okay, with the changing the room, I have all these tons of books. I cannot put it down and get it down. And dehumidify. Electricity is gone, it doesn't work. At the hospital, the doctors cannot remove the moisture in my room. You're getting it? Doctors give me medicines. I've already taken this asthma medicine long time ago. But the real problem is not solved. So with Pamela's advice, bought 10 rupees MCL, problems fixed. So therefore, we need to know how to attend for the root of the problem, fix the root, all the problems are solved. So this is what we should be doing. So what is the final solution to all the problems? Gopal. What's the final solution to the root of the problem and root of the problem? Tell me. The master key is the wisdom of emptiness. Perfect. So we have to get the wisdom of emptiness. Because of this, with the first turning wheel of Dharma, His Holiness says, that it lays the ground for us to telling us, the Buddha teaching us, these are the problems, these are how to solve the problem. And once you know the blueprint of how the problems arise, what the problem is, how the problems arise, and how to fix the problem, then you will treasure what? You will treasure the solution to the problems. What is solution? The wisdom of emptiness. So the second turning wheel of Dharma, wisdom of emptiness, is explained in great detail. You getting it? This is how His Holiness understands the comprehensive understanding of the three turnings wheel of Dharma. Second turning wheel of Dharma is to explain the solution to the miseries in great detail. Solution is explained in great detail. Second turning wheel of Dharma. Then, okay, let's say that, okay, if a needle falls, you are stitching a needle falls on the ground. So let's say that me, 58 years old, and Pema Yangchen, where's Pema Yangchen? Okay, Pema Yangchen, 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old. 9 years old. Pema Yangchen, 9 years old, and my hand and Pema Yangchen's hand, both the hands, but my hand is very gross. Pema Yangchen's hand is so agile. If the needle falls, whose hand can pick that up very comfortably? Pema Yangchen's hand can pick that up very comfortably. Why? It's the same hand. Also, it's the same hand. My hand is also hand. Her hand is also hand. But my hand is very gross. The agility is missing. Whereas her hand is very agile. Pick the needle very easily. You're getting it? It was okay. I don't want to go much too into stories. Okay. So with this, say wisdom of emptiness. Emptiness is like the needle. We have to pick up the needle, right? Emptiness should be picked up by your wisdom. So the wisdom, there are two kinds. Wisdom, like very agile wisdom of Pema Yangchen's, very agile, and something very gross like my hand. So the wisdom, there are two kinds. Wisdom, the gross wisdom, and the subtle wisdom. You getting it? So the third turning wheel of Dharma. So emptiness-wise is the same. For example, Pema Yangchen picks up the needle, I pick up the needle. Needle is the same, but what picks up the needle is very different. How she picked up is very effective. How I picked up is least effective. You understand it? So with this, emptiness is like the needle, and the hand is like the hey, Geshe already gave the answer. Hey, Kate? Wisdom. Hand is like the wisdom. Wisdom, there are two kinds. Like my hand, gross wisdom. Like Pema Yangchen's hand, subtle wisdom. You're getting it? So the wisdom, the final wisdom, the gross wisdom and subtle wisdom. Subtle wisdom is known as subtle clear-light mind. Subtle clear-light mind. So the wisdom, emptiness seen by the clear-light mind, and emptiness seen by the gross mind. Emptiness seen by the clear light mind. Emptiness seen by the gross mind. So now the object-wise subtleness of the ignorance means which is ignorant of the reality. Now the wisdom should know the reality. The reality, subtleness of the reality should be known. Subtleness of reality, which is subtleness of the reality is emptiness is the subtleness of the reality. Emptiness is known as objective clear light. And the subtleness of the mind, the wisdom, is known as subjective clear light. So wisdom is the emptiness is known as objective clear light, and the subtlest mind is known as subjective clear light. Now, the third turning wheel of Dharma, according to His Holiness, third turning wheel of Dharma explains to us the subtle subjective clear light. Subjective clear light. So, with this subtleness of the mind, which is clear light, as taught in third turning wheel of Dharma, and the subtleness of the object, emptiness, as taught in the second turning wheel of Dharma, combined together, your mind becomes a subtlest mind to know the subtleness of the object. You're getting it? Your mind, okay, say, what will overcome the ignorance? Ignorance is the root of the problem. What will help us overcome the ignorance? Wisdom of emptiness. So wisdom of emptiness has two elements. One is wisdom and the other one is emptiness. Which is the object? Which is the subject? Wisdom of emptiness. There are two things. Wisdom, emptiness. Wisdom is the object, which is the subject. Wisdom is the subject and emptiness is the object. Very good. How many agree with Kunsal? Raise hands. Wisdom is the subject and emptiness is the object. So, that wisdom, in order for, okay, which is more effective? Say, to burn a paper. To burn a paper, which is more effective, say, unfocused light or the focused light with the magnifying glass. Focused light, you getting it? So, focused light. When the focused light, what happens? Light becomes very extremely focused and not scattered. Scattered is very gross. Focus is very subtle. When mind becomes focused, subtle, that is known as clear light mind. Clear light mind. So, that mind is more effective than the very gross. Subtle mind is more effective than gross. So, therefore, to counteract the ignorance, we require the wisdom of emptiness. Wisdom of emptiness has two sides. Emptiness has object and the subject. Which is object? Emptiness is object and the subject? Wisdom. Okay, there are two elements. So, object should be the subtlest object. Subject should be the subtlest subject. Combined together will become the most effective remedy to the ignorance. You're getting it? So, subtlest of the object is known as emptiness. It is also known as objective clear light. Emptiness is also known as objective clear light. And the subtlest of the subject is known as subjective clear light. Subtlest of the subject is known as clear light. C-L-E-A-R, clear light. Clear light mind, subjective clear light. So, subjective clear light, objective clear light combined together, that becomes the most powerful remedy to overcome the ignorance. You're getting it? So, first turning wheel of Dharma, according to His Holiness, first turning wheel of Dharma lays the ground for us to tell us, look, these are the problems, these are your miseries, and this is how you get out of the miseries. Once you know that, then you become very hopeful. You become very hopeful. You become very hopeful, then you will treasure the wisdom of emptiness, the remedy to overcome the miseries. What is the remedy? Wisdom of emptiness. And the wisdom of emptiness has two elements. What are two elements? Subject and the object. What is the object? Emptiness. So that object, substance of the object, that is explained in the second turning wheel of Dharma. Then the other side is subject, subject. Substance of subject is Clay-like mind. Wisdom, this is a clay-like mind. This clay-like mind is taught in the third turning wheel of Dharma. You getting it? So, with the second turning wheel of Dharma, third turning wheel of Dharma combined together, the two things that you have learned from these two turns of Dharma combined together, then you manifest the subtlest subject to know the subtlest of the object. Subtlest subject is known as subjective clear light. Subtlest object is known as objective clear light. Combined together, you get the most powerful remedy to overcome the ignorance. You're getting it? So you use this wisdom. So look, three turns of Dhamma, it becomes so meaningful with this explanation. Okay, how many you got minimum of what his students explains? Minimum like 60% of what his students taught. Presents. How many understood it? How his students taught? Very good. First turn of Dhamma, what? It lays the ground for us, explaining what is suffering, what is happiness, what is how to get away from suffering, freedom from suffering. With the first turning, four noble truths. Then with this, once you know this, then you will value the remedy to overcome the miseries in order to gain the liberation, freedom from suffering. So what is remedy? Wisdom of emptiness. And the wisdom of emptiness, how many aspects it has? Two sides. What are they? Object and the subject. What is the object? Emptiness. So emptiness is the object, that is also known as objective clear light. And what is the subject? That wisdom. So that the substance of the wisdom is known as subjective clear light. So objective clear light is taught in great detail where? Objective clear light is taught in great detail where? Second turning wheel of Dharma. Very good. And the subjective clear light taught in great detail where? In third turning wheel of Dharma. You getting it? So with this, now we practice this. We practice, then we eventually activate the subjective clear light, and we understand the objective clear light. You have the most powerful remedy to overcome the ignorance. So with this, what happens? Then ignorance is removed. What is the iceberg? Iceberg of the miseries. That iceberg is melted. Once that is melted, then whatever is stacked on this, miseries, the tears, painful tears, they all stop. They all stop. Okay. So then you attain your desired goal. What's your desired goal? Fearlessness and infinite happiness. Miseries become zero and happiness becomes infinite. Okay. So now, before we stop here, I'd like to quickly by the way, okay, so tomorrow we have to touch on the Buddha nature. We'll explain Buddha nature a little bit tomorrow. Okay, so today we'll stop here. And this evening is NMC class. NMC class. Of course, the NMC students will join the class here. For others, if you want to know what is NMC class like, Nalada Master's course class like, this is quite a high level. I would say that if you want to join, you join at your own risk. You know why? You join at your own risk. You think, oh, thus far, this morning, 2 sessions today, it's very easy, right? It's very easy. So NMC, that'll be fun. You come here, and then you may think that, oh no, it's too complicated. Then you have to come at your own risk. You have to take your own risk. Okay. So but feel free if you want to just don't be too scared. I'm joking. So if you want to just check what that is like, he said we should come at our own risk. So what is that like? You may become even more curious. Come. Right? Okay. We'll stop here. Dedication prayer, page 52. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas all 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight, May in all lives, through the force of this marriage, never separate from the four wheels of the mind and vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect when the two stages. From my two collections, vast the space that I've amassed from working with the effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, eyes blinded by ignorance. Okay, Buddha Shakyamuni prays. Hand out. Hand out. Tabge tuje shaye riso chon shenge meto dege bonjomba serge jebe ko shage gebo kyola chaselo o mone mone mahamona yeswa Mone, Mone, Mahamona Yeswa Tabge Tuje Shage Riso Chon Shenge Meto Dege bonjomba serge lumbo tabo jebe ko shage gebo kyola chaselo Mone, Mahamona Yeswa Mone, Mone, Mahamona Yeswa Tabge Tuje Shage Riso Chon Shenge Meto Dege Bonjomba Sege Lumbo Tabo Jebe Go Shage Gebo Kyola Chaselo Oh Mone Mone Mahamona Yeswa 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 Om Muni Muni Mahamunaya Swaha. 3 processions together.